I told the bitch run that dick, you feel me? Straight like that. Pro-life or no life, pro-way or no way, nigga. I don't even gotta brag about nothing. Niggas know me, I'm thuggin'. Pro-way or no way, we stuntin'. All my niggas buzz heads to get money. Effing into your tummy. Really done stepped on niggas, this shit is funny. Catch me sliding through the 6 with the blicky. You can't slip me a Mickey. I'm peeping everything, cause shit'll get tricky. It be risky when you fucking with them hoes, they get frisky. Watch the back door, I'm with Trap though. You fucking with me?
When it's beef, I drive through like in and out. Hopping out minivans, what you talking about? Caught him at the gas station when he walking out. Running like Ricky, I hawked him down. I squeeze with no warning. I'm till the blood start pouring. Yeah, go check the score, we still scoring. Put him on the grill like Foreman, like Alonzo, they was born.
I get money cause it's in me, ain't trying to sit with no chicken. Was losing in my city, I moved and got in position. They tell me that I'm different, I'm gifted all in the trenches. 40,000 off the flip, you sell a hole, I bust the whip it. Put the package in the trunk, jump in the rental, take a risk. 15,000 in my deal, she get wet when I take pics. Ain't no monkeys in the middle, pick a side before we spin. That was my brother, he turned business, so I'm picky with my friends. I ain't stingy with the money, if I got route, then we gon' eat. She want me to slut her out and tell her lies that I won't speak. I swear I ain't met a bitch that I still liked after a week. I took a loss and booked a flight and put me right back on my feet. Lean, I squeeze fees, I think I made for this shit. If I did it, it was love, nobody paid for that shit. I sat it down, I ain't complain, nobody helped me through that beat. I'm from the city of the rainbow, we got motion out the mix. I'm so tired of the fake, it's hard to tell who really real. While my city filled with hate and every rapper end up killed. The homies tell me I'm the one that's supposed to get the pros a deal. Bag on you, then you a fish among some sharks that need a meal. If you love me, then support me, that shit go the longest way. I told my bitch to break the wood and double back like we ain't know. Little grimy ass nigga, real quick and got a name. They got a whip, they got a watch, they got a bitch, they got a chain. I swear I ain't been the same since they took JP. He switched up and now he cursed, he can't win, KD. Ugly bitch don't got a life, she just wanna pay fees. I run it up for all the nights that we was eating steak cheese. I'm waist deep in these streets, making good, hold my strap. Go get some bread and put it up, this gang shit don't never last. If I got you in this load, I mean I trust you got my back. Wasn't there in peace, squirrel in the cold selling crack. This real rap, matter of fact, it's the life a nigga live. I'm just trying to stay alive, to leave some shit for this kid. Cause where I'm from, niggas die before they make it out the 6. Hop on a flight to catch a I'm about to stay with this bitch, just hit my line. This money talk, you know I'm on the way. And I don't even like this hoe, but she gon' come with steady pay. And I don't even, and I ain't never met no Drake, but I done ran through both of those. My life is crazy, but it's great. But anyway, back to the pay. Squeezy on the road again. I might fuck this bitch's face, but I ain't tryna hold her hand. I remember all them days I couldn't wait to touch the land. They gon' call you for that play, but they gon' call you for that spin. So I beef with many men and fuck with niggas how I do. You see how I've been trafficking, you got it, niggas shoot. Stuffing thousands in my pocket, every whip they see was new. But it's life for that shit that you was feeling for your goon. I'm
Yep. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's the morning. The morning time. Another day. Another day, not complain. Another 24. Everything they said you couldn't do, you got 24 hours. Salute. Salute the Swampers. Salute. Salute all my guys in the building. Smash that like button if you can. Smash that like button if you can, you dig? We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it today. I tell you this for a reason. Musician, what up, man? What's going on? My Waking Bakers, Swamp Nation. You know, Quick FC7 in the building. Salute. Bloodthirst in the building. Melee, what up? Salute my brothers. Salute my brothers. Hey, man, we don't know what it is going to be today. It's going to be something today. It's going to be something today. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to try to stay out of it. Whatever it is today, just for today, Buck City going to stay out of it. Psych. Psych. We're not staying out of shit. We are not staying out of nothing. We are not staying out of anything. What up, Hemi James? What up, man? Borderland, my guy. Borderland. Salute to the guys that make it happen. Salute to the guys that get that shit done. Don't make no excuses. You know, you're rare. It's no shot against the guys that make excuses. It's just you're fucking rare. You need to know that. You need to know. You need to know. Man, it's been just a hell of a life. I say it's been a hell of a day, it's been a hell of a night, it's been a hell of a week, been a hell of a month, been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a 5, 10 years. I mean, it's been a hell of a life, bruh. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Today we're going to cook. Today, people might get in their feelings. People might get in their feelings because we're going to be looking at some pedigrees. And based on the standards, we're going to see some dog men that actually stamped their bloodline, put their signature on the blood. You know, that means you've had it 4 to 5 generations. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to make it so that other people, you know, I mean, we can all agree that 1 or 2 breedings is not going to stamp and signature anything. Okay. They're going to be traits, even 5 generations. They're going to be traits that you should be able to see from 5 generations. But your dog should be formulating into what we should call, you know, your bloodline. If that's what your aspirations are, you know what I'm saying? Salute everybody. Salute everybody. Smash that like button. Smash the like. We do this. We get up early to give you this dialogue, right? I don't know what the other channels. It's probably going to be 10 other APBT shows on today. I don't know. We're just here to get the conversation started, all right? And who knows? I might pop up on some panels today. Who knows? If somebody's live or something, you know what I'm saying? I might got a little time to squeeze in. I know the Swampers might go live. Tales from the Swamp. Check that out. If you haven't been over there, go check that channel out. There's a lot of breaking down for some of the guys that really want to break shit down. It's a lot of breaking it down over there, along with a lot of other stuff. You know, I think it'd be a good idea for you guys to check it out, support, you know, It ain't really a picking sides, and you know what I'm saying? Like my thing is I don't have no problem with no channels unless they snitching. You know that one thing about me. One thing about me. I'm not fucking with no snitches, bruh. And it'd be a sad thing because dudes just, I know they got to be looking in the mirror just like, damn, man, by YouTube, I would have been cool if I just wouldn't have snitched. I would have been cool. You know, I shouldn't have snitched. You know, I know dudes be thinking that. And some of you guys that want to gloss over the fact, right? You guys want to gloss over the fact that dudes aren't straight. They aren't 100, you know, and then you know it too. You be like, damn, that motherfucker, he snitched, man. I like his dogs, but he's a rat, you know. So I love all the channels. I love what's going on. When we got into this APBT world, there wasn't too many giants out here. You know, there wasn't, you know, you had your players, you know, your Thompson Kennels was pushing a hard line. Salute to Thompson. We had, well, when I came to the fold, right? You know what I'm saying? I seen some other channels, you know, Rocky Kennels and, you know, different, you know, I've been seeing some channels, Canine Athletes, Alpha Canine, you know, everybody knows Canine. He used to put in a lot of work. You could guarantee, I don't know if he went up every day, but he would go up at least every week, right? And get some lives in. It was popping, right? You know, and nah, it was going, man. It was going. We got another idiot in the building. Derek Reagan. He said, let's see your pit record. Hey, man, you got to be a dummy to talk about. I ain't calling you dumb, Derek, although I don't know. You must be new, but I'm in my 40s. I can go get my son out the bed. He probably sleep, and he's 15. I can ask him if it's a good idea to tell your pit record on Facebook and YouTube. And, you know, I got a show, Wake and Bake. You know, we talking about American Pit Bull Terriers. And for some reason, I'm dumb enough, whether if I was doing the shit or not, you know, I'm dumb enough to get up here and talk about a pit record, right? That's smart, right? Put a 1 in the chat if that's the dumbest shit I could do. Let's talk about a pit record on YouTube, right? Not a real dog man, right? You know, not a real dog man. You know, he said, I'm talking about 90s past tense. See, one thing about it, I'm going to tell you what happened. See, you go back to my original videos, even when I did the pedigree breakdowns, I very rarely talked about champions and winners. See, we got to go all the way back, Derek. You feel me? Even if I do got a past tense or not, just getting up on here randomly talking about dog fighting and just loving it and engaging in it and glorifying it. You know, I've been to jail before too. You know, let me add that in there. You know, I've had dozens and dozens of dogs taken from me, thousands of dollars of bail money, you know, all of this shit, you know, and dozens and pages of transcripts and different things that they're trying to put what you say and try to incriminate you, bro. You know, yeah, I see some ones, you know, so, but in all fairness, there's been some channels, like after we did our little wake and bake thing, I tried to keep it as clean as possible. You know, the wake and bakes, and we did the panels, right? When I was with 7-8, Ram, Bulldog Mall, Eli, Thompson, you know what I'm saying? We had our Voltron, the panel. You know, this is basically how this shit started, how everybody, why y'all here today, you know, we would go live and chop it up. And I would try to keep it as clean as possible. If you guys go back and check out some of those videos, you know, I would purposefully try to keep my content as clean as I could, right? And when I left, took my hiatus, 3-year hiatus, and there's been a lot of channels that, you know, they talk freely about what they do. I hear you, you know, statute of limitations, you know, everything, you know. But see, I want to be like you, Derek. I want to be like you, sitting in the chat, hiding, not risking anything, right? I don't want to be the guy that, let's say we do get to talking about dog fighting today, the only guy that's getting investigated, the only guy that's getting indicted, the only, you know, because it falls on me. I started this YouTube session. It falls under me, right? And for guys that still have dogs, like I said, I love Schoolboy. I love what he does. And he admits that he doesn't own these animals anymore, right? If you still own a dog, I just don't think it's smart to get up on here and talking about dog fighting, even if it's past tense. And maybe some of my guys do it. Some of my guys, they like dogs. They got dogs still. And maybe they had a history. Maybe they didn't. You know, of dog fighting, or heard of it, been around it. I don't think it's smart for them. I think that because what they're going to do is take your words, what you say, and they're going to try to say, well, based on what this guy said, we have reasons to believe that he's fighting dogs. So then they're going to start investigating you, and then hopefully they can tie you into some complaints from neighbors, and then pretty soon they're going to be pulling up to your house, Derek. You know what I'm saying? And it was a sad day. You know, I'm going to be rooting for you and shit, hoping you pull through. But you got to understand that a lot of times we bring these problems on ourselves. So if you want to know my history, I've been around these dogs a while. You know, I would say about 30 years, really understanding that the game dog is bred a particular way and for a particular reason, right? Getting into it, I came across some yellow dogs. I had one right off of Tance Dudley, you know, really good dog, good genetics, just, you know, everything, you know, you breed the dogs, you're getting, it's popping out. Like you're seeing the genetics right away. It's nothing that I have to sit around and wait. Like, oh man, this dog's, when is he gonna start acting like a bulldog? You know, I never had that problem. You know, the dogs were always good to go, you know. Fast forward, getting to the game, I dibbled and dabbled with the economic part of it, with the puppy sales, and you know, kind of sharing my brand with the world. I figured I had a unique way of putting things together. With all the studying and all the research that I did over the years, I was able to come up with a system that works for me, right? So it worked for me to perfection. right? To where I felt like it was a good idea to maybe let a couple of these dogs go to the public. So after 17 years since my first breeding that I did, 2 APBTs that I paid for with my own money, they got paperwork, you know, not the one that your homie and he never showed you the paperwork, but he told you about the paperwork. You know, since I had the paperwork myself, and I was developing dogs right there, you know, but 17 years of me trying this trial and error, getting good dogs, losing them, learning the recipes, learning the do's and the don'ts, regulations, different things about the breed, learning is mostly schooling and learning about the dogs, about how to condition a dog, about how to keep a dog, about how to get the litters right, to get the consistency, you know, what I'm looking for. All of those things went into play. And then I hit the open market around I think about 2016 or something like that, 2016, and let the public get some of my dogs, you know, and it's been nothing but great things, because whatever I thought my system was that I thought worked, it actually worked, right? You know, so now, of course, when you get traction, everybody's wanting dogs, everybody, you know, you're going to bring some type of attention to yourself. You know, it's going to be some type of, you know, that, you know, they're going to want to know who you are, you know. Me not thinking I'm doing anything wrong, you know, they try to swoop me up with dog fighting and, you know, a dog fighting ring and promoting the culture and, you know, all of this, you know, like, you know, this is what I'm doing, right? They're just trying to tell me what I'm doing, right? So this channel is based on of course, we do a lot of education and things like that of the breed, because it's very important. The past history, you know, the past history of these dogs, the blood sport, you know, how to get in the laws, different things. But we advocate for guys that have gotten their dogs taken, right? That's what we do over here. I know there's channels, you know, they'll get up there, and as soon as it start, they talk about dogs fighting. He shook his back in. He did all this and that. I don't really care about that part. I think that my intellect is broader than that. Like, I don't have to sit on my channel. And this is one of the most successful channels in the dog sphere, right? You know, not trying to toot my horn, but you know, it is. Or the establishments, Buck City, you know, I'm blessed to be able to come up with different content strategy so that I don't really have to talk about that shit. Rather, if I did it or not, right? You know, we'll just say, you know, we'll just leave it gray area, right? You know, so we know a whole lot about these dogs. We've been around a lot of good dogs. I was able to be up under a lot of good dog, man, been to a lot of good yards. I think that's important. Owned over 100 dogs. You know, I've owned over 100 dogs, 200 dogs, right? You know, in my lifetime. So, being like, you could call me a tree that it's not an old tree, but it has some old lineage to it. You know, I get to talk to old guys that aren't around anymore, and I can carry on some of their secrets and some of their stories. You know, that's what I do, right? Now, getting up on here talking about box record and shit, Derek, that's not, just be honest, that's not gonna benefit me at all. It's just not, like, yeah, it'll make two guys happy. Two guys, oh man, he said he was in the box. Oh man. But let's just be honest, it's not gonna benefit me. It ain't gonna benefit me at all, right? When the new people want to tap in, they're trying to get the magazine, okay, because they're doing the right thing with the dogs. This ain't no journal. We never had no journal. Okay. We got stories about dogs and their history and whatnot. Very minimum though. It's to a minimum. You might get 2 or 3 stories about a dog actually in combat from a historical perspective in a magazine, in an APBT magazine, right? And that's just so the readers can understand what the barometer is, what type of dog, what is this dog capable of? Did I reincarnate one of these dogs in the lineage that, possibly could do some damage? And, you're going to have to be careful and watch out for. Okay. With the mission with the magazine and what we're trying to do is much bigger than getting up on here bragging about what I've done in the box. And you're talking about from a 90s perspective, from the 90s, I think I can serve the community better if I'm putting the dogs in a positive light. Okay. And I get it. You guys come to a lot of channels and it's a bunch of bullshit. I get it. But we're actually trying to work effortlessly so it'll be just second nature of us always putting the breed in the positive light, right? So history, I told you my history. I go way back. I know a lot of good guys. I know a lot of good things, but just me getting up on this platform, 40-something years old in the year 2025, and just talking about me in a box and who I went into, and this guy was there and he was there. He saw him too. This was his best one. He did this. He did this. I did this. That, to me, that's just not fun to me. It's not. It's not. I'm not shitting on nobody's content. And, if that's all the content you got, that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But when somebody or a corporation or somebody wants to pick up APBT Magazine, they want to do a show deal, or they want to do they want to really partner up. So we, instead of having these magazines, we moving a couple thousand magazines. Instead of that, they want to move 50,000, 100,000 magazines. They can't have me on here doing dumb shit, dog. You guys got to really think. I know YouTube, some people just get up on here, press a button. It's all fun and games. They're probably not going to benefit off of shit in life any fucking way. They just think everything's a goddamn joke, right? I get it. I got brothers like that. I got people in my family like that. I got goddamn, I know friends that I've been knowing 20, 30 years that are like that. They never take shit serious, right? They just do things and they don't really give a fuck about the outcome, right? We're not that, though. We're not that. We got other people that we work with when we're not online. And those relationships and everything kind of trump the bullshit. You dig? Let me see. I got a pet up here. Bub Johnson, what up? Yeah, so I had to get that in, man. APBT Magazine, we're trying to spread good things on YouTube, right? I don't need to go in here and, oh yeah, my first match, I beat a one-time winner, and then I didn't lose any until then. I had a dog named Sarah. She was a stomach dog. She used to get it. You know, you just couldn't fuck with her. Her mother, you know, like that. And I look it. I'm not trying to shit on nobody that does that. I'm not trying to shit on nobody. That's the only way you can be likable. If that's the only way people will respect you. If that's the only way you can have a YouTube channel, because you're not versatile. I understand. I get it. I understand. You know, come to my channel. We can coach you and give you some type of versatility, right? See, me, I can talk about a lot of things. I can talk about politics. I can talk about religion, right? I can talk about education. I can talk about systemic racism. I can talk about dogs. I can talk about dog shows, okay? Conformation, breeding. There's other things besides fighting dogs in a box. I'm sorry. You know, as a dog man, been in this game 30-something years, I'm just sorry to say there's more to these dogs. And why do all the guys want to bring that to YouTube? I don't get it. It scares me, right? It's like when I go to a party and everybody's on goddamn Snapchat and it's like, God damn, you can't do shit at the party. It's an invasion. It's an invasion. So I would advise some of you guys to make your channel and make yourself hot. Do us all a favor so we can have some content to look at, and you can be a crash dummy and you can talk about fighting dogs and why you're still owning them, why you're still breeding them. You're talking about breedings that you've done, right? That's what this is about. That's what this show is about. Yeah, I know it looks dope and shit. And, you know, it looks doper than the guys that talk about dogfighting. Our layouts, everything, the music, it looks doper. It's better. It's more quality over here. I get it. I get it. But there's also more class over here, right? There's class, right? See, some dudes never had $150,000 bail. You wake up in the morning and your bail's $150,000. I'm not saying that that's a lot of money. I'm not saying that that's a lot of money. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's not going to be a good day for you. It's not. So that's what I do. I raise the awareness so we can be able to fight against, not against each other with our dogs, but fight against the stigma that has been put on these animals for 30s and 50s of years. Right? You got dogs on a chain. People come by your yard. They're trying to take your shit. And guess what? If you were on YouTube trying to please dudes that probably didn't even brush their teeth this morning, that's crazy work, bro. That sounds like a straight up idiot to me. So I'm not going to do that, bro. I'm going to be smart and use my following and my platform to do something positive that can be sustainable in life. That's what I choose to do with my platform. Everybody has their own platform. Okay? Everybody has their own platform, has the freedom to do what they want to do. You can be a guy trying on makeup. You will get your following. You make your videos. You do. That's what you do. I'm not going to watch that shit, but somebody will. This Buck City shit birthed a lot of shit. It birthed a lot of bad guys for the community. It got good guys for the community. We want to continue to be dominant when it comes to strength of channel, strength of viewership, strength of influence. strength of teaching people how to read pedigrees. Okay. Wasn't really no pedigrees on here before Buck City, you know. Before I dropped 100 pedigree videos, it wasn't really done. Okay. Had over 100 people tell me that I taught them how to read pedigrees. Man, you really got me into these you really got me into it. Before, I used to just look at the pedigrees and just say, hey, you know, just a pedigree. Now you actually got me looking into it, and now we're understanding it. We're talking about hybrid vigor, outcrosses, in-crosses, artificial insemination, different things that people did not know. Right? I love to sit up here and talk about dog fighting with you, bro, and matches and, you know, all this. You wash them down and wash them down with milk and shit. You know, motherfucker taste his fur to make sure he didn't get rubbed. I love to get up on here and talk about that. But that's not what my channel's about, brother. It's not. It's never what it's been about. It's kind of funny how dudes come into this community, and I'm not talking about you no more, Derek. Let me get you off the chopping block. It's funny how dudes will come into an already made situation, do their shit, and then wonder why you don't do your shit like them. Bro, I'm before you motherfuckers. I'm before a lot of these motherfuckers. That's their lane. You guys got the thirst to want to hear about dog fights on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, if you really wanted to hear it that bad, go out and fight the dog yourself. Yeah, you know, and that's a joke. That's a joke. Right? I'm joking. I'm just joking. Right? But nigga, what you need to be on YouTube to hear it for? You need to, that's what you need to hear it? You need to hear this shit on YouTube? You need to hear this on YouTube? Oh, shit. Hey, we teach our children in school. It's scientifically proven a dog cannot retain time. So humanity is perfectly fine with dog tacos and wondering why all the animal shelters are full. Man, Eric DeGray, that's a very interesting comment, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you call in and elaborate on that. Yeah. Wow. I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, you got a lot to say, man. You got a lot to say. I'd like you to call in now. He said, I get it, bro. Profit before knowledge. No, see, the knowledge comes from getting in the field. See that? I know what that was a little shot. You got a nice little emoji there. You know, that was supposed to be a one to the gut, and then you dance around. That don't work, bro. That don't work, bro. There's no profit. It's no profit, bro. It ain't probably too many guys on YouTube really making money off of dogs, bro. Not like that. I mean, if you got a yard, you selling dogs, I can see that. But just off of viewership and talking about dog fighting, that's dumb, bro. I'm cool, Reagan. I'm sorry today. You're not going to influence me today, Reagan. We got to keep our channel for the purpose, man. You can't switch just because somebody comes to your chat one time out of a whole 2 years, and then you just switch up everything. You feel me? Let's get it in. Smash that like button. Do me a favor. Smash the like, my people. We're in here. I dropped a link. You guys want to pull up on me? Please do so. Not all at one time. You dig? We getting it in. I don't gotta see one thing about it. I'm already cool. You know how some kids they want to do dumb shit to be cool. I'm already cool. I'm one of the kids. I don't need to do that shit. I'm already cool. I'm cool knowing what I know and just running a channel and just trying to, we're trying to turn this into a network, not into a indictment. I'm not trying to do that. So anyway, today we talk about who really stamped the bloodline. We were talking about this yesterday briefly. Of course, the whole conversation it stemmed from hybrid vigor and everything, then I was like, well, because we were talking about the characteristics and the standard, the minimum standard. And looking at the minimum standard, I think it said 4 to 5 generations where you select the breeding. You're doing selected breeding. You're hand picking the breedings that go down 4 to 5 generations, and your dogs are basically maintaining the same type of attitude, structure, different traits. They're repeatedly, the traits are repeated over and over and over. And that's pretty much and your dogs start to, they come with your signature on it. You start to signature your dogs. They're starting to look, and people are starting to know, like, that is that. You're stamping it, right? To me, that's not 2 generations. That can't be done in 2 generations. And there's been a lot of dog men that you'll say it's their dogs. You'll say this, you'll say that, and they maybe not try. It's all speculation. But some of them never really stamped it. They just helped progress it, helped move it forward. But they never had it long enough. It's like we're looking at this pedigree right here. I think we got some booze and bark blood in here. You got the booze and bark stuff. It's all the way through and through, pretty much. Okay. You got a couple dogs back here that's not booze and bark. Way back here, this dog, Shady Lady, Rebel, I think that's Rebel Kennels, owned her. So Mountain Man bred this dog, so they wouldn't get credit for this dog right here. But for the most part, if we're looking at this for what it is, this is booze and barked out. And I've heard about the booze and bark dogs. I've seen a number of them, and they do have a unique thing going on. They do have a unique kind of thing going on, right? But everybody's not going to get their chance to do that. And everybody doesn't do that. Everybody's not going to play that type of role in your dog. For instance, we can click right here, and you hear about La Passe, you hear about different dog, Morgans, Woods, right? Woods, he had Snooty. Kimsey Woods owned Snooty, but when you look at the pedigree from way back, it's really nobody other than Maurice Carver that can say they even tried to put a stamp on this, right? You got Hooten's, Butcher Boy. Okay, he didn't even breed Butcher Boy. He had Hooten Snake right off of Butcher Boy, right? Okay, and they say both of them did the breeding, right? So this is, you're seeing Carver's imprint back here, but Hooten's, you know, Norman Hooten, you know, I mean, we could go through Snake and we can see just the imprint. Are you making that imprint? Are you signature? Is this your signature? Fitzwater. Okay, yeah, he had Goldie, but did you make the impact like the Lightners, like the Kobe's did with generations, to where it takes 4 to 5 to even think about you stamped your shit, right? You can't do it in 2, right? You can't do it in two generations, right? If you're doing just 2 generations, if your name's in here just 1 or 2 times, in my opinion, my humble opinion for the day, and we can argue about this on all the other channels and shit, I pop up, you know, I debate whatever I say. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, that's how we're going to do it. But I'm not coming to argue. I'm not coming to see who's a better dog man than who. I'm not coming to see what the champions I produced. And, you know, that we're not coming here for that. We're just talking about the simple fact that you see names in here. Hadley. Okay, this is a Heinzel. This is one that Heinzel picked up. Okay, so you got the Hadley blood. It's coming back here, and then we don't really know what happened over here, right? This would be this girl right here. It looks like they started down here with Boxer and Patsy. They made Dot, bred it to Williams Tim. They're getting Goldie, and then they got Tim 2. You know, they got, you know, Tim 2. You know, they're keeping it. They're keeping that blood, right? So this would be the Hadley dog, but and you got to give them a lot of credit. You got to give them a lot of credit, but it just doesn't go deep. It doesn't go deep. It doesn't. You feel me? Hey, hit that button. Hit that button. Oh, Con Feely, for my part of the world. Yeah, Feely, he had his hands in it. He had his hands in it. I think I maybe seen like 3 generations. It could be more on the Feely, but because we talking about when it's your own dog, we talking about this, and then we got to talk about, like, yeah, it's your own dog, but is it the signature? What makes these dogs different? How can you put your signature on somebody else's work and just say it's mine, even though we know, you know, we know. Come on now. Are you changing the dogs? Are you just gonna progress it? Are you just gonna get in the way? A lot of dudes are just in the way. They had those dogs, you know, you getting those dogs, you just in the way. A lot of dogs, I've seen a lot of good dogs go to yards and it just didn't work out good. It didn't work out good at all. Not at all. The dog didn't get the exposure it needed, didn't get bred to the right dogs. A lot of things happen. You know, and that's just my history, me asking questions. Hey, man, what happened to her? How'd you know, what happened to her? What happened to this? You know, you want to know what happened. A lot of times those stories be more valuable than the success stories. Like, damn, what happened? The unfortunate stories. You know, those hit hard. my little guy leaving. My little guy. Let's go a little more modern. Let's look at this psychopath dog, because he's in the rim. He's in the rim, very good dog. And there's a Bolio dog available. If somebody's looking for a nice 3-year-old Bolio male that can really change your yard, you might want to hit me up. I'm not gonna say it twice. You might want to hit me up. I got a good guy that's letting one go. You might want to jump on that. But let's talk about this psychopath dog. Let's talk about psychopath. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. We getting it in. We getting the traffic over here. We getting it going. Come on, Ken, man. You come in like, nah, man. Appreciate it, Ken. Come on, man. See, one thing about my show, you gotta come, you gotta frequent here, because you never know when we just might cook. But on this show specifically, it might take me to the end of the year, but I'm focusing more on the positive side of it, because I basically got the link in the magazine, like, hey, come check out the Buck City Reloaded, in the magazine. You're gonna be checking it out. So I want, when you check it out, if you're just a fucking square ass, or Emily popping up on the panel, I want it to be something that just won't scare you away right away, right? Even though it gets brutal in here, we know it, but I want to change it so it's a little bit more because we can get more opportunities like that, right? We don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, even though we did that. It all started just a certain way, but as you progress and grow, then we're able to see a bigger picture, right? Salute to the bigger picture. Nah, man, appreciate the feedback though, Ken. I like to cook all the time. You guys don't ask questions. You guys got to ask more questions. I got my number there. I got an email. You guys got to actually hit me up and ask questions. Because of the fact that I have so many videos, I don't know what you want to hear. I've probably said everything twice, right? So me getting up here, it's almost like, why even do a show? Because I already said everything twice, So I need your feedback and ask good questions so that we can interact. I need you to call in. I need you to do that. That's why this show is like this, right? Call in the show. We got the link, right? And you can actually come up and we'll let you change the temperature. Sometimes dudes call in to argue. Sometimes dudes call in that really ask a question. Hey, man, you said this, this, and this. I need to understand what's going on with this. What can you explain this? And then we can't, we can't. Or we'd rather not, we'll rather not, But if it's something that we can explain, or you got a story, about these dogs, you might got some of these dogs, right? That's all good feedback, and it helps the show, right? This isn't a pre-recorded. This was a pre-recorded. You can't choose nothing. You just got to watch the shit, But this is a live stream, and live interaction with the audience is very critical to how the show turns out. Now, sometimes you just got to watch how the show goes, but most of the good conversations comes from the chat. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to text me. Hey, let's talk about this. You know, I want to talk about this. So can you look at this pedigree? You know, and I'm not going to just look at 20 pedigrees, but I'll look at a few. You know, you got to be early to get them in there. You know, when the show first start, be there early. Drop your pads. You want to see your pads in there? You want me to check out 2 or 3 pads? Be the first when it goes live. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Be the first in the building. Drop your pedigree. You know, and we'll get it in. So nah, man. Let me get in here. You know, I could be long-winded. Get that magazine too. Get the magazine. We can't forget about that. $25. Get the magazine. The link's in the bio. Hold up. Let me put the link. Let me drop the link. Drop the link. Appreciate everybody that already purchased the mag. Appreciate everybody that get extra magazines. You know, that bought extra. Eclectic, my guy. Hey, tap in with me today, Eclectic. I'm going to get to that post office. I'm trying to work some stuff out so we can start getting bulk units out. It's all important, man. It's all important. There go the link right there. Check it out. Text me for anything. Magazine related content. You got extra content. You got pictures. I'm looking for some pictures from the pig picking. If you guys attended that show, you guys got good pictures you guys want to share. I'm looking at doing a little spread on that, 2 pages or something, you know what I'm saying? Unless I got some stories, we'll do more, but you know, we'll get it in like that. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate everybody. Okay, so Psychopath, Bolio Klaus, heavy Bolio Klaus, dog. If you know me, I love these dogs. Let's check out this red man, dog. Let's check out this red man. As you can see, this has a heavy vice script influence. Heavy, right? To where he can tell us something about these dogs. You got the poncho back there. Okay. Coca-Cola bred the Hollingsworth Bull. Coca-Cola bred the poncho. They're getting these dogs. You know, they're formulating it. Yeah, and they go back. Mason, you can look at Mason. He will go under the category of a guy that did not put a signature on these dogs. Some people will look at this dog right here and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to just go to Mason. I'm going to just do this. He didn't put a signature on these dogs like a vice grip did, right? I think that's a California Jack. So California Jack, you know, salute to California Jack. I think he got the Pit Bull Bible. Really good book. Really, really good book. If you don't have it, I got it on PDF. Hit me up. Matter of fact, if you get on my email list, because I'm gonna do an email list. If you buy the magazine through Stripe, you're gonna get a copy of the Pit Bull Bible. And if you want to get on my magazine, if you want to get on my email list, make sure you hit me on the email. I'll send you a copy of the Pit Bull Bible. You know, I'll do that just to get it going. I meant to do it, but I screwed up and I wasn't able to make my email list. But when I get focused, I'm gonna get back to it and That way I can get some weekly readers, different things, different supplements, different secrets, some backstreet breedings and studs that are available, different, blowouts, stuff that I can't even make public. Some people getting rid of their whole yards and, different things that you can take advantage of. So stay tuned. Hit me on that email. Don't think it's a game, man. I'm not just up here talking, Hit that email. You're going to get a copy of that Pitbull Bible PDF. And then you get, if you already got a magazine and I got your email already, you'll get a copy of the Pitbull Bible. You'll be on my email list. Oh yeah, Todd. Yeah, let's get one together, Todd. I definitely want to chop it up with you, man. I think the community, you was the guy to win the puppy, the superstar. But most of all, you got great dogs, great program, beautiful, healthy yard. Now we definitely let's set a time and let's get a little quick 30-minute interview or something, Todd. That'd be great, man. I think the community will love that. Could talk about the pup, how's it doing, your program, your 2 studs that you put in the magazine. Appreciate your support, my brother. And also give us some more feed. We need we're putting together a couple magazines right now as we speak. And we need some content from you, Todd. For sure. Okay, so let me get this off here before it gets in my way. Let me get this off of here. Okay, so Mason, like I said, Mason, if it back here, he's not really making much of a dent, right? Now we can go look back here, and I love Ratliff. He owns Daisy May. If you look at the 357 influence, STP had Buck, right? They didn't breed Buck, right? I don't know how many other dogs. Okay, so they kept her. It's some other dogs that they had off of him, and I don't really know how successful they were with him. This is successful right here. But even STP, sometimes they fall short of, you're putting your dent in there, you're doing your thing. You might even be making them better for that 1 or 2 generations, but 1 or 2 generations in this conversation ain't gonna cut it. And it's not. And it's gonna be a sharp knife, and it's gonna cut dudes right where they stand, because a lot of dudes don't have a lot of generations in their dogs. It's not a shot, but you just wasn't that. You wasn't that. Let's look at this St. Benedict's Bonbon. So STP bred her, and then St. Benedict, got that dog. So you're seeing an influence. Like if you look at Buck, you see the Indian Bolio, and so Patrick had Indian Bolio. You can get in here and, you can, it's Bolio, it's a Bolio dog. That's one thing we cannot ignore. But even in Bolio's pedigree, well, since he owned the dog, it's on his yard, that's his piece, even though he didn't breed it, you have it, and then you're breeding it to some more of your stuff. So this definitely will be a Patrick influenced dog. As you see, he did reach the 4th gen back there. That's huge. Bert Klaus dogs, the Klaus dogs, they weren't playing. They were deep in there. That's 4 generations easy going back. It's not a complete blackout, because along the road, like I said, you're going to be adding things to your sauce. So about time you get to the 4th generation, you don't know what direction you're going to go in. You want some of this centipede stuff. You've been hearing about the centipede stuff. So you're going to go and get that. And if you were already breeding this stuff right here, if you're already 4 generations deep, like this go, you know, he goes a little deeper. You're going to add this in here. So you didn't know it was coming, but you're going to add that. Or maybe you wanted it and it finally happened. You finally got that blood, right? So Corvinos, they made their little mark. You see the Shipleys back there. Shipley. So yeah, so they're stretching 4 generations. Everybody's not doing that, y'all. Let's be real. Everybody's not doing that. And I don't want you to run out and just try to do it like Grimace. There's ways to do it the right way, and there's ways to do it the wrong way. Let's see Stone City Blondie. So Southern Kennels owned her. Let me see. Stone City. Okay, Piggy. Stone City Ugly. Okay. That's a brother sister. So if you're looking at it, Stone City Awesome Baby, even though they didn't breed her, right? They bred to buck. And to get, I would imagine that yellow buck was probably better than buck in so many ways, and so it's no real way to really find out. But I would guess that hybrid vigor happened right here with both of these breedings. You know, I think, you know, they had the potential to probably be better. They say Awesome Baby was cold. They say Blondie was cold. But you know, obviously nobody's getting rid of that. That's a daughter of yellow and a daughter of buck. Nobody's getting rid of that. But let's see how far we can trace to Stone City. So you got Miss Superbuck, Mr. Superbuck, all those dogs. You got Stonewall. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, you can look, but then evolution jumps in there. That's because that's where I remember it. That's where I remember it kind of going. You know, they had a lot of the Stone City dogs, the Nico dog, Stone City Nico. They probably go deep up in those dogs. Miss Superbuck, Mr. Macho Buck. You look at a Mr. Macho Buck and you see, okay, you got Ratliff Daisy May. Didn't own any of these. Ratliff owned her, but he didn't have no imprint on none of them other dogs. So you got Daisy May, you got Buckus, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure who bred 357. I'm not sure. But maybe Undertaker did breed it, but Miss Leaky, because she was owned by different guys, and she was stolen too. Let's not forget that this bitch was stolen. and she popped back up under some other dogs, which was not a good thing at all. But if you're looking at Mr. Macho Buck, Evolution Kennels Miss Super Buck, a dog that they did not breed. Okay, this would be Stone City Ugly to the champion 357 dog, right? And then Macho Buck, I would say that, yeah, okay, so they bred Macho Buck. And so you get this here. But if you're looking at it, this is just preservation. No, this is like nobody's making a stamp on this shit. You got Buck back here, STP. They didn't make a stamp. Look at Buckus. They didn't make a stamp. Nobody took it from Patrick and took it 5 generations. Nobody. Okay. You got the STP back here. You know, I mean, I guess you could say they did their thing like that with Buck, Daisy May. You know, they go back a little bit. Patrick, more so. And then we're going to these dogs, Super Kennels. They didn't even breed 357. You know, this dog was created here. Matcha, Southern Kennels bred her, but then she was owned by somebody else, and that's when they created Macho Buck. Okay. And you're gonna acquire this bitch. This bitch was acquired. Like we always say, you gotta buy a dog from somewhere. So the Red Boy Jocko, Bolio, Tombstone Kennels, you know, they do a lot of good shit, and everybody, you know, you kind of get your head on a pedestal for owning a dog. You know, same with Michael Myers, the same thing. You know, we're gonna pull him up too and break down some dogs and look just to see, you know, who had an influence. Okay, Southern Kennels, they owned Mayday, they owned this bitch, but they didn't breed not one of them, right? They didn't breed not one of these bitches, or this male or bitch. And because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Hollingsworth did the breeding. I think it's Ernest Hollingsworth, one of those. You know, he bred Mayday. So the Kennels own Mayday, right? So we can look at Tance. You know, he's only a couple generations in right here, and he didn't even breed this Miss Jocko. He didn't breed that dog. Okay, so we're talking about 4 or 5 generations of selecting your own breeding. A lot of dog men didn't do that. They didn't. But we'll pick and choose who we want to give credit to. We'll pick and choose. You see, Patrick's deep down there. Patrick, he goes kind of deep down here, right? Okay, so let's go back, because you know you got to look at it. So Southern Kennels didn't really have I mean, they did, but not much. Okay, because they didn't even own her. They just got her, bought both of these, sold this bitch, which got bred to this, made that, which it shows that, you know, you got good potent pieces. This shows you got real good potent pieces on your yard. But it doesn't show much more than that, right? Hit that button, y'all. We over an hour. Hit the button. Get the magazine. Get the mag. Let me see. See, I don't know if nobody asked for the link or not. Get that mag. Get that magazine. Mm. Let's see. Miss Lucius, but let me check something out. Oh yeah, I see that. Ooh, it's looking nice. It's looking nice. Lot boy, what up?
What's going on, family?
Oh man, cooling.
Another hot ass day in South Florida this week.
Oh man, it been on you, huh?
Shit been hot as hell out here, man. Yes, sir. Cracking is cracking, bloodthirst.
Yeah.
Sir.
So now we just looking at who put the dent and who didn't. You know, that's basically what it is. Like every dog, man, we talk about the source. And we do all of this talk, but a lot of times a dog, man, didn't really have much of an influence on your animal as you thought he did. You know, it works like that. Sometimes it's like that, man. So
Yeah, once
let
you
me
go to
check this
breaking it
out.
down, you see something a little different.
You said
You
what?
know? I said once you go to breaking it down, you see something a little different than what you really thought it was. You know?
Mm-hmm. Random. It's random pad. I think it got Mike in it though. Okay, we got Mike in there too, so I'll be able to click through it. You know. Salute everybody, man. Smash that button. Smash that button. We in here. So this is just some little dipping sauce, you know, just trying to lock in some of the things that was locked in. But you know, you got to look at it for what it is, and we got to look at who made the influence and who did what. That's pretty much what we're doing. You know, this Miss Lucius buck, you know, I mean, as you can see, this Buck City through and through, damn near. You know, kinda. It's you're making a few breedings. Now, if you look at this and you got to look at who did what, right? That's pretty much the basic fundamentals of this. Is you could kind of know what's what. And these guys are already grown. You know, these dogs are grown. There's people that got these damn dogs, and I'm not sure if they bred them again. Maybe not. No breedings. But I mean, you can look at it for what it is. Look at Non-Stop Kennels back here. You see this Malcant Stanky Leg dog. That's what King Buck was on. And then the Stanky Leg is what Yellow Page was off. And then she was off of this Chi Chi dog, right? So if you look at it for what it is, they basically got this dog from Southern Kennels, Got her from these guys. They got, they had Beijing Junior. They were trying to do a little bit of something with the dogs that they got from West Penn, right? West Penn owned Razor and Baby, but he didn't breed neither one of them, right? So you got to know that. Just like Michael Myers, I didn't breed him, but can you show where you did and what impact? Because you don't got to feel bad that you don't got 5 generations, because none of these dudes do. None of them. Okay, none of them have taken it and put their signature on it. You're just preserving these dogs. This is a preservative effort. So you do your job and you breed them together. You come out with Chi-Chi. Okay. Take her to Stanky Leg. Look at Stanky Leg. Look at the work that's been put into this dog. Yeah, he's owned by Malkant, but he's a non-stop dog, which got Southern Kennels lineage, but not far. It's not far. They bought Mayday. This wasn't their dog. Okay. Hollingsworth Polly, if they owned her, they didn't breed her. Right? They didn't breed Mayday. Yeah, this is their dog, and this breeding that they did to create Yellow Man, but then it changes hands. They don't own Yellow Man, right? So you're putting the dogs in the right position. That's great, but you did not stamp anything. These dogs are still what they were back here. It hasn't changed. Yeah, they get better. You see Macho Buck, you see other dogs that prove that they get better over the time. They said 357 was better than Buckus. Okay. They said Buckus was better than Buck. I heard a lot of people say they didn't like Buck. So I heard more people say they didn't really like him that much, so you can put that in there for what it is, and you can go for, whatever those dogs bring to you. If you like it, then, that's what you run with. But the Stanky Leg dog, as you can see, Southern Kennels even has a very little influence. Tant definitely don't have no major influence, even though, he has Bob and these dogs back here. I guess he bred Gladys, but he didn't breed Bob. And then, you got all this other stuff that's Red Boy Jocko, but it don't have yellow down here. You got Yellow John, no yellow, right? So everybody kind of squads up and does like a generation and a half. Maybe one generation, maybe a generation and a half. Half generation would be a dog that you own that you did not breed. So like Mayday with Southern Kennels, I give them a half a generation. Right there, you get a half a generation. And then you get, because I don't even think you bred this. Yeah, Red Tide bred this dog, right? So you probably owned it, but Red Tide bred the dog. They bred the Mayday, right? I knew they didn't breed that dog, And then, so you look at Stanky Leg, you see what he just is back here. That's it. So you'll take these dogs, this Chocolata bitch. You look at her pedigree, and we look at Lynch. We talk about Lynch all the fucking time. Okay. Who bred him, right? Who bred him? Stone City Jesse James. That blood's going. Okay, so that's the one. That's one of the ones where I would say, okay, so this bitch right here, even though this Stonewall Kennels, because they stayed real tight with each other. I don't know how cool they were, but I see a lot of this Stonewall Kennel stuff in the Stone City stuff, so this is a heavy Stone City. Nico, Jedi, Awesome Baby, it's a lot of dogs that we could say, okay, this is a Stone City dog right here, right? Even though there's other stuff in there. Super Kennels, they got back in the game. Stone City right here. back to Miss Nico, Yellow Buck, back to Miss Nico. You're swooping back in, snatching your blood. You're getting it. You know that this 357 stuff is the truth. So you got to get that. I remember when 357 was running around and people were breeding to him and stuff. You know, we're just talking about influences. So that bitch right there is a Stone City dog that got bred to Lynch, which is well, then it's not Chico. This dog, it shouldn't even have his name on there. He didn't breed the dog. You know, it shouldn't even have his name, but you know, it does. So, but anyway, this is Southern Kennels did this breeding right here. Southern Kennels did this breeding right here. They did Mayday back to the Litter Maid sister. But he didn't do none of these breedings in this whole list right here. So we could say Stone City did this and Stone City made Lynch. Then Malcant gets Lynch, takes it to this bitch, a Stone City bitch. So he further made the Stone City Mayday shit even tighter, you know, which was because we've been talking about this last week or whatever. You know, the Stone City Mayday type of breedings, you know, that would be a good one. And so you go back, you see that dog right there, the Stone City dog bred back to the Southern Kennels dog, and you get this bitch. You got everybody's kind of got their hands on this. You got a little bit of Ratliff got his hands in it. STP got a little bit of stake in it. Mostly Patrick. You got a little bit. You know, everybody's kind of got their stake in this bitch. You know, right here. You go down here. This is basically some Crow stuff. Billy blood, and which is kind of all over the place, kind of, but it's in the same rim. You know, those dogs. You got Mayday in there, but the G&G, you know, you got some dogs some kennels that were trying to go kennels, different, just trying to keep something going. So I wouldn't really say what the big influence is on these dogs right here, although they're heavy influence off the Villy dog. We can say that. There's a lot of either Crow or half brothers or sisters, you know, in this dog right here, which would be the catalyst, right? So then down here, you know, you got Michael Myers, you got G-Eazy. I did not breed G-Eazy. I did this breed. I did the repeat. So the ones that came out of the repeat, I actually did. I actually bred Sunny. Sunny Girl, kind of a partnership, kind of. I gave a guy Sunny to do the breeding. Get this, you know, do that. So you're dibbling and dabbling. You did breed Zeus, although you didn't breed both of these dogs, right? Let me click on some of this stuff. Let me click on some of this. I know I got a few pads on here. I got a few pads. Hit that button, y'all. Hit that button, man. Hit that button. We're just trying to see who, because it's not easy to do. It's not easy to just slip through generation after generations. And you know what I'm saying? Now you got this, you got that. You know, it's not that easy, man. It's not that easy.
Yeah, nah. You could just see how guys was just trying to come together and put shit together when the whole lot of one-man armies, sort of speak.
Well, it's one-man army. You just, when we break shit down and you weren't even thinking about this, it's kind of hard to make you do it after you weren't even thinking about it. So a lot of dudes, they play favorites. They say it's this man's dog, but how? The only thing you did was buy the dog, bred him, and then let somebody else get a piece of it to carry it on. That's all. Everybody just doing their teamwork.
Their part, yeah. Teamwork. I say everybody putting a little hand in it. Yeah.
You know. This is gonna be creeping. You're gonna be creeping when you do stuff like this. And then, you gotta wonder, like, yeah, these dogs or whatever, you got to give me a half generation for all of these. I own them, rather if I bred them. And then everybody except for this right here is all bred, um, and then so who, like if you just one or two in, you just got a generation of one, you just bought a dog and bred them, you might not be making a much of an impact as you think, because this is not even done. This would need, like, I would need to breed this dog, and that's gonna push all this shit back there, and then maybe do one more breeding to even qualify for that. It's probably another couple breedings that need to take place, and not taking this to
But
something
shit,
else.
so but you got
Something else.
like 3 generations right there, right? Shit. That saved Buck City Kennels from the 3rd to the 1st and continuing. So like
Yeah,
you say, you do you one more breeding, you'll put your, breed really your truly your stamp all the way through.
yeah, but it ain't a stamp though, because if the dogs having chains and they don't have a stamp, you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay,
There's more nuance. Yeah, there's
yeah,
more.
I
It's
got
not going to be easy. That's what I'm saying. This might take a lifetime. Like, yeah, it would be easy to say, like, yeah, you just do one more breeding. Yeah, that'd be fucking great. We'll go do the breeding tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the
yeah.
matter, well, I'm just saying, this shit ain't easy, man. Like I said, a lot of dudes never did a brother-sister breeding before. We talk about it on the panels and shit. A lot of dudes never took a granddaughter back to the. It's a lot of shit that
To
it
the
sounds
to the
easy,
grandfather.
but you haven't did it though. You see what I'm
It
saying?
take time, man. That shit
It
take
takes
time. People are
time.
like
It
people
takes
take it there
time.
like it's a snap of a finger.
It
Nah, that
takes
shit don't work like
time.
that. That should be 10 and 15 years just to get to your 4th. You ain't even to your 5th yet. You know what I'm saying? You just taking your time, selective breeding, if you're doing it the right way. That shit, it truly takes time.
It's like 10. It's damn near 10 years right here.
See what
You
I'm
know,
saying? See what I'm
just
saying?
from there to there. So, let me see. I think there was another one that was a good example. Okay, so I got a litter mate to this bitch. That Africa buck bitch. Okay, so we were just playing on this, but this could be possible. You got the Africa buck bitch, which is coming off of Iceman and Star Child. That's where you're gonna get that Invicto back with that mic. And then the Yellow Page, we were just talking about Yellow Page, how she's in the bloodline, she's in there. And then you go all the way back to King Nipsey.
I see Nipsey up there and the 3rd. That's your Nipsey, the one you liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's Singing Bullet
Okay.
too. Way back here in the 4th.
Damn right, I see the Singing Bullet.
And this dog right here, I own this dog too. That created this microwave dog. Some of you just want to leave it the way it is. Fuck it. You ain't gonna play with no pads. But just when we on the podcast, I own this dog too. He was a direct son of Karada.
So
And
Little Boy and Alpo brothers or half brothers.
yeah.
Okay. I see the Queen Envy bitch in there. That's the heavy boomerang. I mean bingo bitch.
Boomer bitch.
Yeah, Boomer. And Boomer, you got a lot of that bingo shit in 50% bingo. But yeah, she heavy Boomer.
Yeah, nah. So you're getting back here. You definitely made more of an influence than anybody else in the whole pedigree. I don't want to hear it. Once this gets done, you know, it's no debate, right?
I love that bottom bitch right there. The little Havana that made Yo Miss Invicto. Turbo got her in the third. She got a lot of good shit in her. That Invicto shit on the bottom down there. Some good shit. Saw that good crab shit in there.
You know, so that's what I'm talking about. And still there's really no signature, right? It's cultivating, it's coming down, you know what I'm saying? You're getting a little bit of consistency. You're seeing your Michael Myers popping up and a lot of good dogs that really go good with it. This breeding right here in particular, because like I said, Nipsey, that was my boy. I love this dog. And his grandpa is Alpo, right? So that's gonna tie into, you know, if that breeding was good, you get Nipsey, you cross it right here. This the microwave. This is the Mike Crow wave. If people know, like I created that line. You know, that's nobody did that line before me. It's just, you know, it's just what it is, bro. It doesn't matter, you know, whatever you think or whatever. You could look at birthdays, you can
Man.
look at anything. And so that goes to the testament of just putting those dogs together. So you got more Mike back here. You got the actual fountain of youth right here in the neighborhood Nipsey dog. And then what will be better down here than to do what's already up here and throw more Alpo and more Tango. You throwing
Throw it
more
up closer.
Alpo and more Tango. You know, that's not throwing it closer. I mean, technically maybe, but it's just adding it. You know, it's not like I tried.
It's already there. It's adding more of it. Yeah. Cause you got it with the Nipsey dog.
You just making it present, you know. But you know, technically, and then down here, you know, I think this is this would be Puma's litter mate. And you're gonna get all kind of good thing, you know, your Macho Bear, you know, different stuff like that. That's what made Alpo. So this would be a half sister to Alpo right here. And then with the more Macho Buck, different dogs on the bottom. We just saw the little buck off the Razor dog. You know, we just saw that. You got the vice script stuff, hammer stuff. You know, it's all everything tying in. Everything tying in. That's the crowd they don't look at. You know, they don't look at this in the back of Razor. T-Stone way back here. They're gonna start paying attention. This is Krabby Patty's grandpa right here. But it's way in the back of some shit. Way in the back of some shit. You know what I'm saying? To where you can't even see it. It's so far back. You can't even see the crab shit. In this dog, you can't see it.
Nah.
So, and she all the way in the fourth. So that T-Stone might be like in the 10th generation. And then you got a bit that it's in the third.
You see my bitch down at the bottom. It's right there too. That bitch got that shit in her, boy.
Who?
Well, not the T-Stone. She got the other shit, the other crab shit. The Invicto at the bottom. The little Havana,
Lavina.
Me?
Yeah, I wouldn't look that far. I would look right here. This is the dog right here, Miss Invicto. She was the one. It wasn't because of Lavina. It wasn't because of Billy Ray. I seen a dozen off of Billy Ray that I wouldn't put in my shit, and I've seen at least 3 or 4 off of this
But
bitch.
yeah, her shit looks so good. I love. Well, look at that shit.
Oh,
The
yeah,
redneck,
this
Miss
process,
Redneck and the Red Man
it
shit.
was this bitch right
Yeah,
here.
that's some good
I
shit.
hand selected her to create for me, you know, and she did just that,
The
you
spook,
know.
like all that shit, good shit.
This breeding right here, this is actually the first breeding I did with her. And back to that that son of Karada. And this is just down here. Like, you probably think that you would breed just for the Karada, but when I did the breeding, it was for this bottom side, you know, because I knew that this was going to be good. And then just not being kennel blind, if you look at how he's bred, you know, you're going to add a little bit of stuff in there. And you know, you created better dogs all around. All around, man. North Star. You know, crossing them 2 lines together like that with a good dog, though. I mean, yeah, we could look at the pedigree. We could just erase it off of there. I don't need the pedigree because you're putting 2 good dogs together. You know, you just can't. You can't sweep that under the rug. And this got a little out
Damn,
too.
that's a hell of a breed dog, right?
You know, this is a matter of fact. There's we fucked off a lot of these. There was a lot of these getting fucked off. It was sad.
Damn, that's some bread up shit.
Sad, bro. But this bitch got some offspring out here. This bitch right here, she's supposed to be coming back to the camp off that Manny dog. These 2 dogs right here, Michael Myers and Sheryl Crow, created some of the best dogs. These 2 dogs right here. So that'd be all that Jesse James shit, all that Ice Day shit. Cross right here.
Damn.
Made some of the best dogs. So the only way to get that together like that would have been to take Manny back to this bitch. You know. And it's been good. It's been good. They got some stuff off of her too. I didn't do this breeding. This is a breeding I didn't do, right? So I bred Crow though. So I bred her. So I mean, I ain't need to put these 2 together. I don't own these 2. But
you bred them though.
yeah, I mean, you gotta dibble and dabble. You gotta dibble and dabble with the shit, you know. But you seeing I'm back here too. You got your Michael Myers, you got your Yellow Page
King
and
Buck.
shit, you know, back there. And then you got this good little influence right here. You made the breeding. You made these
King Buck
breeding.
was a good one. I see you got King Buck back there in the 4th.
Yeah, King Buck.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that Theo dog too. She play a big part in shit. Like she got some. She bred out this damn world. Right, that's a Stone Man in the 4th right there. I see her
Yeah,
in
that
Turbo
bitch,
shit.
she
I look at it.
bringing bad
Right.
genetics. That bitch
Yeah, she
bringing
bringing
bad
that
genetics.
crooked ankle. That
Yeah,
crooked
so
ankle.
I would, if I could get rid of that, her in all together. See, like everybody got their own opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because I be knowing these motherfuckers. You know, I would throw her ass out because
I read that shit about the bad ankle. Say go back to
yeah,
her mama some shit.
yeah, you could keep that. But nah, there's other dogs that Like I said, it wasn't about her. Everything ain't about her. It was about this bitch right here and Michael Myers, like I said. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that bitch. You could look at it and think it's pretty, but I'm just telling you what I was thinking. And I think that's important. You know, we could know what a motherfucker was thinking when he read that shit. You know, this bitch, even Manny, he was only purchased for one fucking reason, and it wasn't his daddy. Sometimes it's like that. You know what I'm saying? But either here or there. Either here or there. That bitch was bred to Michael Myers, and she created some hell of a dog. So that's why you try to do that, and you continue to create good dogs. You know, getting good reports off of these. Oh, Lady Stone, Lady fucking Stone, man. Let me see. This Zaza bitch, she was bred good too. This would have been a nice breeding. You're starting to get in there a little bit. You know, you whip that right there. I didn't breed black eyes, but I whipped this here. I own the Rachel Ray bitch. I whipped this one right here. You whip this one right here. I didn't whip this one, but I whipped the repeat off of that. Whip that. You whip that right there. Well, this didn't happen. This breed never happened, but if I would have whipped it, it could. Well, no. Well, actually it can. It can still happen. I think this one still can happen. And good dogs, good genetics, good dogs. Sticking to the code. Sticking to that good code, man. Sticking to the good code. Not scared to outcross though. Like this bitch, she was a whole fucking you know, champion Luther, snaps, handicap, all, you know, really tight. 5 times Luther. You look at the Luther dogs. It's a lot going on. You would need to capture this and do your thing. Of course, Pat Patrick, he always going to do his. But everybody else, you're not really going to see their influence. You're not going to be able to pinpoint who made the influence, right? We could give the credit to somebody. That's what we usually do. We usually give it to the credit to the guy that has the dog. But he didn't have no influence. He probably didn't know what the hell he was doing because he didn't breed the shit enough and he didn't create his own signature. Couple generations, yeah, you get good dogs, you have a little bit of success, but then it's gone after that. What happened? How good were they? You know? Oh, there you go.
Hey man, that's a good looking dog. Every time I see that dog, I say that's a good looking dog right there. You know they got him in shape. Like you always talk about the pictures up there. Make sure you get a good picture.
I had a half sister to this motherfucker then. Oh no. Okay, so I think I had a cousin. So Black Pass, I had one off of Luther's brother. Let's say that.
Okay.
It was
Little mate brother? Half brother.
Not little brother.
Okay.
Little mate.
Okay, half brother. Okay.
STP nasty. Let me see how Luther bred. Okay, Luther is off Gina Girl. STP Nasty's off of this bitch. So I had one off of this one. This was a good ass dog. STP had the dog. This was a good ass dog right here. Just to have one off of her, it was a good thing. A good thing. This bitch right here. Got the Luke Kane up close, Big John,
Baby Bo, huh?
up close, yellow. You know, you got this is my shit. West Coast Bad Boys breaded,
The
Northwest
Boyers
Bulldog
up top,
owns it.
boat
That's my
action
shit.
from the Red Baby shit.
I like the stunt. It's over 20 years ago, y'all. So you guys talking about where's your history? What's your dog? What's your dog? And we wasn't really with this internet shit either though back then, but some of the archives still are around to for people to check out and look at some of the dogs.
Bring
So
back
when you
the
think
bring back the memories, man.
well, if you know the
Bring
dogs,
back.
you know the dogs. Like because we look at these dogs, we talk about these dogs a lot. Even Mayday's starting to be like, damn, dude, have you even seen a grandkid? Because some dudes haven't. You see what I'm saying? So, it's like being able to see shit with your own eyes this close or far back, that it's like a tree. I think they say every year the tree get another ring on the trunk. So you can know how old the
What's the
tree is by counting the rings.
what's the Thunder stuff, bro? The Champion Thunder. What's that stuff? The Saint Benedict. Is
Oh,
that
this shit.
the Jeep?
Nah, Boomerang and shit. Mayfield,
Okay,
Boomerang,
Carver, Bottom,
Moody, all that
Mayfield.
shit. Yeah,
Okay. Good Carver
got
shit
all that shit.
with the red boy, with the
Good
arch
dogs.
Missy on the bottom,
It was
Snooty.
good dogs. Then that was a good, like people
Oh
say, them was the
man,
good days too. So you do the math.
they were putting them
These
together,
dogs weren't
bro.
slouches. None of them. None of them. This bitch wasn't no slouch. None of them. This bitch was a good bitch. She had brothers. Everybody that liked that Spartacus shit, this shit is in the back of the Spartacus shit. There's a littermate brother, Hannibal. They got that Hannibal dog right here. And he's in the back of Spartacus. If I'm not mistaken. Oh damn, he got some offspring. So he was the only one really bred. My partner had Monster. Monster was a motherfucker. This one right here, look at how he look. He was a monster. He was a real deal nice Big John Mayday dog. Like this was Big John Mayday. If Big John Mayday was a dog, it would be this dog right here.
Damn,
And
bitch
beautiful,
looked like a monster.
beautiful dog. See, he had it, and see, I found this out, but my partner was dibbling and dabbling trying to get that crab shit. I think this the last one he bought because there was a transporter that came through, and
With the crabs, Hitler.
oh no, you know what? I think nah, this was a different bitch. But I know his last dog he got before he got out was a crab dog. And you see Hitler back here. You see,
I see Hitler right there.
So, and this is 20 years ago, though. So you see Hitler back here 20 years ago. So imagine what King Tombstone is sitting around here thinking about. He's thinking like he's the best Maloney fucking goddamn Tombstone dog in the world. Fucking around. Don't play.
What you say? Last of a dying breed, goddammit. He the last one of the last shit. Nobody ain't got that shit like that up that close like that.
That's a dead body. This is a dead body. That's King Tombstone right there. You know what that is. You see T-Stone way back here. I just showed you T-Stone was way back in the other one. Hitler's way back in that one. Hey man, I just like to stunt. It's just all for stunting purposes.
Moves had to be made. Like you say, moves had to be made. Get the red baby Tombstone. I see you, Tonka. Shit all through there, like.
Yep. It's too much. It's too
Yeah,
much, man. It's too much. Then look, you gonna get surprised when he produces good dogs? No, not gonna get surprised. It's supposed
I
to be like
expect
that.
it.
It's
Mhm.
supposed to be like that. It's called having high expectations. You know, I had a dog named Giant Expectations. You know, that was her name. Her name was Giant
God
Expectations.
damn.
You know, and she was a motherfucker. You know, that bitch was everything. She was
Go to
everything.
your tombstone at its finest.
Matter of fact, she was
Mm-mm.
King Buck's littermate sister, bred back to Michael Myers. It was King Buck's littermate sister, bred back to Michael Myers. I got King Buck in the magazine. Go check him out. You know, I got a little picture of him. I took him back to his half sister, Yellow Page, and then we was able to take one of those back to Mafia to create what I think is one of the tightest stanky leg dogs. We just looked at his pet, you know. Let me throw that up there.
Cooking it up, man. Cooking it up.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find. These are on the ground too. If people were, you know, just really not tire kicking and really looking for some shit, these guys are on the ground. This is Iceman's littermate sister, bred back to baby Osiris. Those are on the ground now. You know, this is moving the generations forward. Like we're going
Hey,
forward.
they
We're
looking
not
beautiful too. They
looking
looking
great.
damn good too.
They're looking great.
Yes, they
They're gonna
are.
be great. You know, even if they look terrible, you know, I'd be like, shit, this shit's gonna be great because I already know. That's Iceman's littermate sister. You know, um, it just don't happen like that with the crow with the. I mean, this bitch is an import. You know, let's not forget. You know, this bitch is not from America. So whatever rules go on with her pedigree, it has nothing to do with America. Nothing. You know, just vigor. That's all you're gonna get right there. You know, you're gonna get some dogs, and eyes are gonna be wide open. You're gonna be like, damn, this shit's different. You know, that's all. That's what are they like? Yeah, they're like that.
Mhm.
So and you get some nice size. You know, baby Osiris got some good size on them. Mafia will neutralize it a little bit, but she gonna spit out her big dogs. She's a little bitch. She likes to spit out big dogs, you know. And just like I'm talking about Iceman's littermate sister and shit, that shows you how far back we want to talk about. We want to talk about these two right here. You know, yeah, it's the import. That's what this is all. Just in case you didn't know what brand of Michael Myers this is, because everybody don't have this. You know, I'm not saying that this is different than that, but this is a different brand. Just like this on the top is different than this on the bottom. Michael Myers Yellow Page shit with Iceman and all those knuckleheads. It's a different brand. It's a different brand. You got let me see, Mafia. You got Swamp Girl. That Swamp Girl. I think I
I
posted
just
her
looked at
on.
her page. Yeah, I about to say I just
Yeah,
looked at her page a couple days ago.
yeah, man. Swamp
Bread
Girl.
out the ass.
You know, getting
Look
some
at my
shit
boy
in.
there. I see you, War Pony too. I see you, boy.
You know, cross with the Mafia. It's just you gotta know.
Oh shit.
You gotta know, man. This would be a direct grandkid though. Um of Michael Myers. That's as close as you can get. You can't get no kids unless you use semen or unless you buy a 6-year-old or up. Mafia is the youngest. She's 6 years old.
Mm.
Well, matter of fact, she's not 6 yet. She'll be 6 on on the 14th of next month. So she's the youngest. So you can't, unless you buy one of them, you can't even get a kid off of Michael Myers. The best and the closest you can get is a grandkid.
Is a grandkid.
You know? Let me see.
Who in the building? I see a Kenneth, this cowboy.
Wu-Tang. We did this one right here. This was a good breeding that went down. It's you know, heavy. You got Mayday up close too. You got yellow. So this litter actually got yellow in the fucking 4th generation, right? This would be a great grandkid to Mayday. So if you had one of these, which these were available, you could have got a great grandkid of Mayday. We took him to Africa buck just to double down on it. You know, let that yellow page.
Damn, look at that really mic, simmer. Man. The yellow page in there.
Let that Mafia and Iceman simmer in there, right?
It's the mic for me.
You got that brick of Mayday and Macho Buck at the top. Just a brick of Mayday and Macho Buck. You can look at this dog. You can look at his pet and see through and through, like if you want to deal with it or not. You shouldn't have to click on anything. You should know right here if you want to deal with it or not. You want to deal with it or not? You know, it's the choice is yours, right? So
I want to deal with some of that shit.
No gimmicks, you know, all the gimmicks. And then we're not thinking about doing anything. It's just gradually. My uncle has one of these. It's a male. And then there's a couple more like stashed away. But for sure, my uncle's got a male off of this. And I don't know if I didn't put nothing to it to see even more of the influence. But when you start doing this and you get in your own bag, it doesn't matter who else's name's in there, bro. Because at the end of the day, most dudes didn't do 2 generations of work anyway. So if you 3-4 generations in your shit, you haven't signatured it yet, because unless you just took a complete line that's just, and you created something that's just, you know, and a lot of times it takes 4 or 5 generations. That's what they're saying. But even if it takes you 6 generations to really get your signature, you don't have to rush it. You don't have to rush it. You just keep going, pushing for your mark, you know, and that's it. And this dog right here, I could say that ain't nobody got a bigger influence on this dog than me. I don't care who's in the pedigree. And then you can go all the way back to Pat Patrick and the motherfuckers. Right. Because I can prove it. But we looked, them motherfuckers be having like 4 generations. Some of the best guys, the best ones we could choose, be having like 4 generations. Okay. So, and that's way back. Everybody else, Southern Kennels, whoever, Mal Kent, you know, whoever, they 1 or 2 generations and done. You know, that's it. There's no more to it. So you got to get with who you want. Of course, Michael Myers, it ain't gonna be hard to see that that's a dog that I targeted. You know, he's one of the ones that I like the way his offspring look. Not just a few of them. I like all of them. I like it, you know, in a whole. I do that breeding. I know it's gonna be some good dogs. People buy a dog. I be knowing they don't really know what to expect, but I be in back of my mind. I be like, just wait till that motherfucker gets older, and he's gonna be amazed, you know. And same thing happens over and over and over. People love the dogs. That's what you want to do. If I ain't advocating for breeding, I think it's more trouble, and you're gonna take more losses than wins. 95% of you are gonna take way more losses than wins breeding. So it's not something that you're going to have good percentages with. And it's not going to be easy to get you a dog that people say, okay, your name is synonymous with that dog's name. When I think of that dog, I think of you, because whatever came after that dog and the cultivation of those dogs, you had more of an influence than a lot of people behind the ped. So you don't have to worry. You're probably gonna buy a dog off somebody today that either didn't breed the mom or the dad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
2 times Hitler. You said your dog's dad. Yeah, man, Hitler. Get that Hitler blood. Get that Hitler blood, man. Salute War Pony. Salute everybody. Cannabis Cowboys. Salute Cortland Ross, my guy. What up? Paris Jackson. AQ, what up? Salute, man. Salute everybody. Oh, Borderland got a ped. Hold on. What's this? 596623. What I say? 596623. 596623.
23. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Don't do it. You got the T-Stone up too close. That T-Stone is up too close. That's Miss Tombstone, Krabby Patty, and Psychopath. That is going to be a hell of a bolio breeding. Those ain't going to be cheap either, man. Make sure your bag is ready. Those them ain't going to be cheap. I already know. I know everybody that's involved with that. So those ain't going to be cheap. It's probably going to be the first 4 is going to be taken. So unless she has 6 to 10, she, ain't nobody getting none. Yeah, now that's a hell of a breeding, man. Patty has a unique ped. She got a unique ped because she's pulling, like she's got all this crab up in here, but she's actually pulling from a lot of this razor stuff. You got to echo. That shit echoing. So you're going to get this Stony dog, which is really tight. You got to look at this when you're looking at these dogs. And it's been a lot of these dogs that have been really good. This Magnum dog, this dog, I mean, I used to look at this dog, man, and be wanting to breed to this dog. He just looked great. And you look at his pedigree, see the poncho stuff down there, the same stuff we talking about today. We're not detouring too far. We're just grabbing different genetics from different areas and most dogs, you're probably not going to see them all the time. Stony is going to be the heavy T-Stone, crab influence. All those dogs, the car dogs, you got Tombstone, Maloney dogs, a lot of dogs creeping in. A lot of Maloney stuff, different stuff. Hollinsworth back there. That's an old ass dog right there. $9:30 on my clock. The Legend dog. What's his device script dog? Mason's Hammer. Boomerang, Bolio. With the Klaus. The Bert Klaus. So, because they never say this. It's Patrick's. They look at Patrick, they automatically think it's Bolio. There's not a lick of Bolio on this dog right here. Study your peds. Study your peds. You dig? So now that's what I wanted to do today. Maybe this one might not spark up nothing, but a lot of you just keep working. You're not deep in your ped, and the guy that you got the dog from, his ass ain't deep in the ped either. So don't be discouraged. You know, it's nobody's blood. Nobody put a signature on it. All you're doing is you're a caregiver. You're a caregiver for dogs. You know, you one or two generations, it slip off, you let a pup go, it's gone. You know, that shit's gone. Somebody get 2 or 3 generations in, they did more than you. Now, was it quality? Who knows? You probably won't know. I'm not interested in critiquing your yard farther than, you know, that if it looked like a clean yard, it looks like some clean, healthy dogs. That's it. That's all I can go off. I hope you'll have the integrity not to falsify paperwork. That's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for. But hey, look, man, let me light this up, man. Yeah, the floor is open. The flow is open now. You dig? The flow open. Not everybody at once. Swamp Nation. Yeah. Get that magazine. Don't forget to get the
I'm
magazine.
finna go get on this breakfast, man. I've been listening.
Oh, y'all tap in? Yes, sir. Swamp Nation. We leading the pack. Leading that pack, man. Leading the pack. Nah, put in that work, though. A lot of times you ain't trying to look at Hannibal. Hannibal's 8 years old. He has a couple offspring that they could carry on his name. Do they have outs? Yeah, they got outs. It's not really that same cloth, but they could carry his name. I think one of them's about 3 or 4 years old. But it's like, bruh, you almost can't jump from that. He's the double bred, of course, we know that, but we almost can't even jump past that right there. Okay. Until he's gone, then you can move on to another generation. You might have a couple aces in the hole, but you just can't jump to the next generation like that, bro. It don't work like that. Every 2 years, or let me get more generation, let me breed that. That's not, because when you're done, it's gotta be good. We can go buy a whole bunch of ingredients and put them all in a pot, but at the end of it, it has to be good. So for the nerds that love breeding, love to perfect whatever you're doing. Wicked Kennel, salute, brother. Krabby Patty, man. Got to be more careful. Oh, you got Bossy Line American Bully. Salute to the bully guys. You know, if you're doing right by your dogs, although we catching a lot of heat from y'all, you know, we're catching a lot of heat, man. You guys need to know. Need to know that. Hold up. Hold up, Melee. My phone died. My other phone. Phone died. Boy, oh boy, what a day. What a day to be a dogger. Salute everybody that got the magazine. We still pumping them out. It gets to that time around the 2-month mark. You know, it's like things get to slowing up. We damn near there. It's about time for another mag. That's how I be feeling. Like, man, I like that fast action. I like going to the post office every day, getting it in, you know. Hold up.
What's up?
Borderland.
What's going down?
Hey, that patty, man, that shit's looking hard.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Excited for that one. What y'all on right now? I got like 5 minutes.
Oh no, you know, just chop it up, man. We ain't doing nothing. I was just talking about who really stamped the bloodline. You know, we could look at some pads. I know you got a bunch over there. And that's what I was doing,
Yeah.
just kind of looking at the pads, because it's like, shit, if you got it for 1.5 generations, let's say a dog you didn't breed, that's half a generation. And then let's say you did one breeding, so you got that dog. And then 3 other people get the dog, or get a dog down off of this, down off of that. Like, who really put the stamp on the shit? And if you could trace your shit back, you might see 4 or 5 generations of somebody in there that probably did. You know, I know you got the McCullum, and you know, it might be 3 or 4 generations, 5 generations, maybe 7 for some people's shit. But everybody's shit's not like that.
Right. Everybody, different people put their ass thinking because of the same blood, they doing the same thing. But I think you have to know what your breed is. Just putting 2 dogs together ain't gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? So to put your stamp on it, you have to have time with that line, I believe. I heard that. Because you get say for instance, if I go get 2 buck dogs and somebody else go get 2 buck dogs, but they've been dealing with buck dogs for 10, 15, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Then my 2 buck dogs, I don't think I'd have enough input on them to actually make a claim on the dogs when I'm doing my breeding. Or just say 1 dog. I go get 1 dog from you and they get 1 female from you. And I'm like, well, I want to continue what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. But they've been there 15, 20 years following you, and they know, okay, well, this dog probably this cross right.
Right. Melee with the magazine purchase, my brother.
I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I make a move. I'm tryna win, ain't tryna lose. I'm tryna win, ain't tryna lose. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I make a move. I'm tryna win.
Another banger.
Ain't tryna lose. I'm tryna win. Ain't tryna lose.
There you go, Borderland. There you go. Yes, sir. You there? Yeah, buddy. Get it in, man. Hey, appreciate you, Melee. Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, we're gonna get to that post office, huh? Hey, my stance on that was that sometimes you're just gonna be a guy that passes it from one generation to the next, which is a hell of a responsibility. Just for one generation of dogs with good traits and that are actually good. You know, it's a hell of a job. So you shouldn't feel some type of way because you're only 1.5 generations or 2 generations in your shit or none. You know, if you buy 2 dogs and sell a dog off of that, yeah, you did the breeding, but you're not gonna be like stamped. You carried it one generation. You did a good service. You put 2 dogs together, 2 good dogs together that was able to give somebody else good genetics. And however they decide to go after that, that's their thing. If they decide to home in on that, like if that was a good thing and it's like, okay, I'm gonna home in on this, I'm gonna get more of this. And then when you get to that level where there's a dog that you actually have that you're actually building around that dog and you're confident in it, and those dogs they look, on a good scale compared to other dogs, that's different. That's different. Can you ruin your dogs trying to signature? You get it to a certain point, you're just not satisfied. You want to just try to signature this shit because they're too much like the dogs that were before them, right? You might be looking too far into it. Maurice Carver, I doubt if they were thinking like this. It's a lot of things that we talk about now because we got the time to do. I can't have 41 conversations about this, but I could talk to 41 people right now about this. It's different. Now you're just not going to have these conversations. It's not going to be like this without some type of internet device, because this is 1 or 2 conversations on the phone. Yes, sir. Yeah, you already know, Borderland. One love. Positive light. That's all we're doing over here. I don't know what these trolls doing, and I don't want the tough guys on YouTube to try to get me to talking some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? We are We are not on that. We do not. No way. Cause we understand. Like, you really get chopped down. Them people, they'll have you at your lowest point to where you just want it to be over with. They keep dragging you, court date, court. You know, it's just like, damn, bad news, this news, that news, bullshit, more bullshit. They getting away with everything, you know, and it'll take a toll on you financially. Can't lead a state, can't do this, can't do that, you know. For some of you, I think you just haven't been down that road. You think it won't happen to you. It's like HIV. Yeah, it's not gonna happen to everybody. But you just think it won't happen to you. It happened, bro. It'll happen. Nino, what up, man? Smash the like button, man. Throw a dog a bone, man. You know, if I saw you in real life, I'll smoke the weed with you. Why not hit the like button? You know, like, what you think I'm gonna not let you hit the weed, bro? We're gonna be smoking. I'm gonna throw you a whole zip and say, roll up. Just roll as many as you can, and just start lighting them. If it's a crowd of us, shit. Have a couple people just start rolling them and just lighting them, passing them. You know, that's the smoke session. You come up here, we got a smoke session, man. Our dog show, when we do the Buck City dog show, it's gonna be a smoke session. And most likely it's gonna be at a property that we own too. Fuck that. Fuck these parks and shit, man. I'm gonna go buy a park. You know, I'm gonna go buy a fucking park. You know, go get me 10 acres or something, bulldoze that shit, get it all clean, turn it into a golf course. You know, we're gonna have a dog show on the golf course. We got to start thinking big, bro. That's all. They don't think we could think big. That's why we're Swamp Nation, because we think bigger than everybody. Come on, man. Come on, man. Go to that Tales from the Swamp channel. Get over there. You know, they promoting the magazine. They doing, you know, hey, we got to get it in. That's what it is. We need the promotion. We're not the channel that don't need the promotion. We need it. That's why when the trolls come up and hating on us, you guys want to hate. You want to hate, bro. We ain't thinking about y'all. You know, show you. We ain't thinking about you, man. We ain't thinking about you. It's barbershop talk, man. We ain't thinking about motherfucker just because you motherfucker bring up your name at the barbershop. You a whole ass nigga. You know, motherfucker bring your name up. We ain't thinking about you, bro. Ain't nobody thinking about you, Otis. Yeah, they never knew, man. They never knew, man. They never knew.
I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I make a move. I'm tryna win. Ain't tryna lose. I'm tryna win. Ain't tryna lose.
We're trying to win. We're trying to win. See, I think they forgot that last part. We're trying to win. That's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to win. We got that same mentality as the dogs, you know. We're trying to win. Okay. Hemi James, that's a good one. He said, Buck, some say inbreeding may/will expose a line's genetics faults. Have you experienced this? If so, what were the issues and how did you what did you use to correct it? Yeah, line breeding, inbreeding, breeding tight. Let's just say breeding tight. If you're breeding tight, a lot of times some dogs aren't lucky enough to be able to carry the genetics side by side with a dog that's bred very, very similar. They have a hard time. It's just too much that goes on, and they're just not able to sustain structure, bone density, the wall against parasites, and their immune system, the coat issues. A lot of things do become exposed from that. I always like to own the parents, bruh. It's not like, because if you just buy a pup like that, which I don't know why, I guess it can happen. The dog can grow older. You do a breeding, and then it's just genetically not the dog. It can't compete in anything that you wanted it to, even if it was old enough, and that could be a dilemma. But if you got the parents, how would I fix that? For one, I wouldn't do that breeding again. I think if one thing about it, it might not show you the good every breeding, but it definitely gonna show you the bad every breeding, bro. Every breeding, you're gonna see the bad shit in your shit. We don't want to pay attention. We don't want to pay attention to it a lot because I don't know, but whatever reason that you don't want to pay attention to it. But I wouldn't do that breeding again. I would probably do some outcrossing with it. If the bloodline is good enough, and those dogs are, because everybody's not going to be able to produce. You got to understand that. Every dog is just not going to produce. Every dog is not going to be able to produce at a high clip. Sometimes you'll be stunned over one dog or one breeding that a dog bred and was good, but that dog might be the type of dog that only breeds good with certain dogs. So if it's a good line, good genetics, and you believe in the blood, I would probably keep it and then do an outcrossed. Hold up. I got the phone jugging. I got the phone. Yeah, no, we've been getting it. Hold up. Hold up. Uh-oh. I got you. Roll up, Reek, with the magazine purchase. Appreciate you, my brother.
I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I make a move. I'm tryna win. Ain't tryna lose. I'm tryna win. Ain't tryna lose.
Hey, man. We've been getting it in, man. We've been getting it in. I like the ones that get purchased during the show, because that's like, okay, we in here really hustling. We really in here breaking a sweat, getting it. You know, he said Morphin Grand Champion, Morad, Morphin, inbreeding, him line breed, him got great dogs, including a ooh wee. Hell yeah, 1970s. Hey man, that song's on YouTube. That song's on fucking YouTube. That song is on YouTube. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. That song's old as fuck. That song is old. Let me see if I can get it up here. I'm gonna try to hook them up so I can actually get the joint on here one time. Hold up. I'm gonna have to fix it because my internet's so trash that I'm not able to really stream in HD, like, you know. But let me show y'all.
It's the new single I'm dropping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going crazy. I shot the video. I can't wait to drop the video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's eat, man. Get paid. Whatever you do, make sure you get paid.
Hey. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I never knew. I had so many haters. They hella mad. They hella pissed. They don't get paper. They don't get bread. I aim for the top. Came from the bottom. Came for the dirt. They want me to fall. This ain't autumn. This ain't October. Negotiate deals. What you talking? Cause I need a meal. I keep making songs. Cause I get a thrill. Fuck what you feel. I keep it real. Keep it 100. Stay in the field. You can get drilled. Come fuck with a winner. Your nigga a loser. Nigga a lame. If you ain't a chooser. Bitch, hop in the Uber. Get out my shit. I came up from nothing. From riding a scooter. I used to play sports. Football. But now I'm a shooter. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I never knew. I have so many hoes, so many tops, so many pros, and so many lows, so much bread, and taking the toast. I've been doing the most, doing it, from bread in the toast, for the heat of the host. I know I got heat, it's a nigga a beat, they don't send it back, cause they can't compete. These niggas be whack, niggas be lacking. I know they can't rap, I know you gon' flop, nobody gon' buy that. I'm getting guap, it's never gon' stop. I need a ton, gotta give me a lot. Like my old bitch had to give me a spot, cause she told me I was getting too hot. I'm at that money, try taking it from me. You can get hit with a hollow or dummy if you try to pull a robbery on me, cause every day I gotta keep it on me. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I'm making moves. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose.
Oh, they had me muted. They had me muted in. Hey, you know where you at? You know where you at, man. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. It was a good show. You know, just like we don't know if this is gonna be the one, but it's gonna spark some more topics, man. I'm sure the fellas gonna check it out, see what's going on. You know, go subscribe to everything we got going on. Appreciate everybody that copped that magazine. If you need the mag, don't hesitate, man. Just shoot me that text. I'll give you the credentials, everything you need to make that happen, man. All the support, it's been great. You know, we got new things in the works. We want to include my people. So if you got any footage or anything from this weekend, last weekend, whatever, if you just out with your dogs, you got a good story, tap in, hit me up, send it to me. Don't sit on it. Don't sit on it, man. Don't be like the kid that does his homework but never turns the shit in. You know, you got to be the guy that you got it. It's there. You got a full story. You're a superstar already. So it's a matter of just getting it together. It's for the betterment of the breed. Salute everybody that contributed in the chat today. Even if it was a quick highlight moment that we gotta, you know, this ain't the dog fighting channel, bro. This ain't, you know, there's been up more channels that's, you know, they bold and shit. The bold and the beautiful and all this shit, you know. So that ain't my thing. Now, it's only fair. I've been on this shit for a long time. I had to take a 3-year break, but you can give me a year that I was on there before that 3-year break. So I've been on this shit enough to know that how my channel is ran. And that ain't what we do. That ain't how we conduct ourselves. So we just want to learn about the breed and different level up methods and just chop it up with real people and build real friendships. You know, that's what we do over here. This is more the Wake and Bake show, man. I hate when they try to turn the Wake and Bake show into the, like, bro, this is the Wake and Bake show. For some of us that want to wake up and light that weed up. Quit trying to turn this into something else, bro. You know. Yes, sir. Hey, man, look. Oh, man, I'm blowing on some, this shit is called Sour Patch. It's gummy runts, cherry gelato, and Candyland. It's called Sour Patch. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. Oh, that too fast. Yeah, no, that too fast. Yeah, you guys got me on my shit. Hey, you guys can make the shorts, man. Come on, man. That too fast, though. That joint is hard. Hard. Definitely, man. But anyway, man, you guys stay dangerous. Stay sucker free. Stay sucker free, man. That's the most important thing of the day. You'll be surprised how much good things will come to you when you keep suckers out your circle. You know, you got some character. You stand on something. Some motherfuckers, they don't like me, but a lot of motherfuckers, I'm gonna tell you, they respect me because it's like This guy, you know, he's not gonna switch up what he believes in. He's gonna stand on business, man. The motherfucker's solid, man. I can't knock a motherfucker for being solid, bro. Like, he really believed, you know, that's what he believed in. He stood on something. In a world full of sheep, ain't nobody standing on shit. That's all I'm saying, bro. You got a chance, man. Even if you 50, man, you know, you can still stand on something. I'm out.
Drop fast, move too flip too fast. Ain't no such thing too fast for me.
Drop too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast.
Money's always on my mind, so I'ma get it. And if it makes sense, then you know I'm down with it. Cause people say I drive too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast. I got it coming in like Usain Bolt. You want that dope? You gon' get what you pay for. Telling me I move fast, but I think you move slow. Time waits for no man. Gotta get that new dough. Just dropped off the last batch. I got a new loaf. Had to double back cause he called and needed 2 more. Maybe I be driving too fast for that guap. It's coming in too fast. I pray it don't stop. Cause I was on the bottom, gotta climb to the top. Used to rock hand-me-downs, now I'm handy on the block. I came up off the rock like Sean. I'm a whole lobster, y'all prawns. You fucking with a king, y'all pawns. And for that 25, you get that very bonds. Cause people say I drive too fast, too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast. Money's always on my mind, so I'ma get it. And if it makes sense, then you know I'm down with it. Cause people say I drive too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast. I got it coming in like Usain Bolt. You want that dope? You gon' get what you pay for. Hey, move, bitch, get up out my way like Luda. Carpool lane by myself for the Gouda. One twitch, you could get black by a shooter. Real fast, come up in your house like an intruder. Drive 110 in the 60. Hand over that money first, you ain't about to jit me. Gotta keep that blick on my lap cause it get tricky. Keep both eyes open in these streets cause it get iffy. I need them blue avatars. Nigga, what you travel for? I was moving fast, shopping in that travel lodge. Or that days in, waiting till them days in. I'm blessed I made it this far, this shit's amazing. But people say I drive too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast. Money's always on my mind, so I'ma get it. And if it makes sense, then you know I'm down with it. Cause people say I drive too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast. I got it coming in like Usain Bolt. You want that dope? You gon' get what you pay for. Yeah.
Drop too fast, move too fast, live too fast. Ain't no such thing as too fast.
Drop fast, move too live too fast. Ain't no such thing too fast for me.